Buying a house with your friends or siblings can be a great way to get on the property ladder, especially if you're struggling to buy alone. You can either live together or they can co-invest alongside you. There are a few different ways to do this. Let's run through them. The most common option would be a joint mortgage. This is a standard mortgage, the same type your parents might have. But when you take your mortgage out, your solicitor will ask you to decide whether you are joint tenants or tenants in common. Joint tenants is typically the arrangement married couples choose. The owners will have equal right to the property no matter what they put in, and if one dies, the other would inherit the property, regardless of what is in the descendant's will. With a tenants in common mortgage, each owner holds an individual share of the property, which is distinct from the other owners. If an owner dies, their share is passed on to whoever is listed in their will, or their next of kin, not the other owners. Importantly, shares don't need to be equal, so one person can own a bigger portion of the property than the others. For example, if you put down a 30% deposit and your friend only puts down 5%, that would be reflected in the legal agreement. Up to 4 people can buy together as tenants in common. If any tenant wants to move out, they can either sell their share to a replacement tenant or the remaining owners can buy them out. For these reasons, a tenant in common mortgage can be good fit for friends. A new option is a deposit loan. This enables you and your friends or siblings to pool together your resources so they can help you buy and also co-invest, getting exposure to potential property gains. Traditionally, a deposit contribution can only be gifted. Lenders wouldn't accept it as a loan. However, this new type of mortgage enables someone to contribute to your house deposit in return for equity in your home. As each person's share is individual, their share will reflect what they've put into the property. This can either be as an equity loan, where they will have a percentage of your property and the amount they will get back will rise and fall in line with the property price, or as an interest-free loan that is repaid when the property is sold. Say you had an older sibling who wanted to help you buy a home. They could help you get on the ladder by adding their income to your mortgage application as a booster. By having a larger total income, you can increase the amount you can borrow. This could mean you can afford to get on the ladder sooner or even afford a larger property. As a booster, they won't be an owner of the property, but they will share in the responsibility of ensuring the mortgage debt is paid. This means if you miss any of your monthly payments, your booster will be required to step in. This also means your booster won't benefit from any property value growth as they don't hold any equity in the property. So for those who want to co-invest with you, a tenants in common mortgage or a deposit loan may be a better option. There can be a lot of benefits to buying with your mates or siblings. Here are the top 3. Number 1, more borrowing power. By working as a collective to increase your household income or deposit, you'll boost the amount you can borrow. Plus, if you create a larger house deposit with their support, you could access lower mortgage rates, which might mean that your monthly payments are more affordable. Number 2, build equity together. Instead of paying your landlord's mortgage, you'll be building up equity in a home you own by making monthly repayments on your mortgage. Plus, if the price of your property increases over time, this will further bolster your equity. Number 3, get on the ladder sooner. Instead of waiting to try and buy as a single home buyer, you could buy sooner by working as a collective. While buying with friends can be a great way to get a place of your own, there are considerations to keep in mind. 1. Buying a home together is a huge financial commitment and shouldn't be entered into lightly. The dynamic of your friendship is incredibly important here. Do you trust one another? Have you lived together before? How do you foresee the ownership of the property panning out? It's worth discussing these honestly and openly before making any commitments. 2. With a tenants in common mortgage or a guarantor set up, if one buyer loses their job or is unwilling to pay their share, the other buyers will need to make up the shortfall. This is because all applicants are financially liable for the mortgage debt. 3. Your credit scores are linked. So if one of you suffers a setback to your creditworthiness, your co-owners will also be impacted. If you're thinking of buying with friends or family, it is vital to seek expert advice. At Tembo, we are experts in helping buyers increase their affordability through a range of specialist mortgage schemes. Get started by creating a free personalised mortgage recommendation. Make sure to add your friends or siblings as co-owners to your plan to see what you could afford together. Head over to tembomoney.com to get started.